Namaste, Pranam, Ramo Singh, legal advisor. Today have a topic on ombudsman system, and it is continued from the earlier video. And the problem of the poor administrative and the financial capacity is yet another factor contributing to the problem encountered by the ombudsman system in India. Lack of skilled staff नहीं है होते इनके पास, lack of infrastructure है, lack of technological backup in very लोकायुक्त offices in various states. तो बहुत से स्टेट है, यूपी जैसे स्टेट में बिल्कुल नहीं है और जगहों पे भी नहीं है। ये लोकायुक्त ऑफिसों में नहीं है, इवन कि अभी बहुत पूरी तरह से जो ना लोकपाल ऑफिस में भी नहीं है। आर सम ऑफ द फैक्टर दैट लिमिट द कैपेसिटी ऑफ दीज ऑफिसेस टू इफेक्टिवली एंड इफिशियंटली डील विद द लार्ज नंबर ऑफ द कंप्लेंट। जितनी ज़्यादा नंबर ऑफ कंप्लेंट होती है उनको ऑनलाइन सिस्टम से और टूल्स वगैरह नहीं है इनके पास, जो भी पूरा सिस्टम नहीं है, सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलप नहीं है, जिनकी वजह से सारी कंप्लेंट को जो है ना कंपाइल करके इकट्ठा किया जा सके, उसका सीरियल बनाया जा सके और जल्दी से निस्तारण किया जा सके। आल्सो द यूनिफिकेशन ऑफ द प्रोसेस एंड परफॉर्मेंस अप्रेजल सिस्टम रिजल्ट्स इन द डिफरेंस इन सर्विस क्वालिटी एंड डिलेज इन ग्रीवांस रिड्रेसल, जिसमें ग्रीवांस रिड्रेसल में डिले हो जाता है और देरी की वजह से फिर जस्टिस का नाम नहीं रह जाता है, जिसकी वजह से कि जस्टिस डिलेड इज जस्टिस डिनाइड। The unification of the processes and the performance appraisal system results in difference in service quality and delays in the grievance redressal. These operational limitations underscore the dire need to enhance institutional capacity by way of improved resource allocation, capacity building, and use of the contemporary governance. In addition, the role of the ombudsman is closely duplicated with the roles of the anti-corruption and accountability organizations like Vigilance Commission, anti-corruption bureaus, and judiciary. The overlap, जो ये overlap हो जाते हैं, the overlap usually causes conflict in jurisdiction. वो फिर jurisdiction के dispute बन जाते हैं, duplication of the effort हो जाता है, confusion among citizen हो जाता है, on the right place to be heard, कहाँ पे सुना जाएगा ये पता ही नहीं रहता है। Lack of well-coordinated framework of interaction among the institutions also restricts the effectiveness of the overall accountability system. As such, the roles and responsibilities of every institution need to be well defined and coordination and information sharing mechanism put in place. Besides स्ट्रक्चरल एंड ऑपरेशनल प्रॉब्लम, जो ऑपरेशनल की प्रॉब्लम है, स्ट्रक्चर की प्रॉब्लम है, उसके अलावा भी द ओम्बड्समैन सिस्टम इज आल्सो चैलेंज बाय द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ द पब्लिक अवेयरनेस एंड एक्सेसिबिलिटी। एक्सेसिबिलिटी नहीं है, पब्लिक अवेयरनेस नहीं है। द लोकपाल एंड लोकायुक्ता डू नॉट हैव अवेयरनेस ऑफ दियर एग्जिस्टेंस। अपने एग्जिस्टेंस के लिए उनका कोई अवेयरनेस नहीं, ऑपरेशंस के लिए नहीं है, प्रोसेसेस के लिए नहीं है। दिस रेस्ट्रिक्ट द यूज ऑफ these bodies as a tool of accountability. The bureaucracy of the complaints mechanism, absence of the outreach initiatives, and poor digital accessibility also deter citizens using these institutions as a way to seek redressal. Increasing public awareness, streamlining, and using digital platform are critical steps toward making the ombudsman system more elusive and inclusive and user friendly. With these complex challenges, the rationale of the legal and institutional reform would not be only compelling but also inevitable. To reinforce the legal framework, there is a need to amend the current laws to broaden the jurisdiction. जो अभी लॉ बने हैं उनको jurisdiction बढ़ाने चाहिए और उसमें मॉडिफिकेशन होना चाहिए। demarcate the powers and provide uniformity among the institutions on the central and the state level. Reform that should be made in institutions should aim at strengthening independence, making the administration more efficient, and making sure that there is a sufficient supply of financial and human resources. Moreover, the application of international successful ombudsman model can also offer important lesson to how to reform the Indian system. दूसरे देशों के ओम्बड्समैन सिस्टम को देख करके भी तो किया जा सकता है, लोग विदेश क्यों जाते हैं? यही द सिस्टम इन सच ए वे दैट दी कंटेक्चुअलिटी ओरिएंटेड एंड ग्लोबली ओरिएंटेड। हमारे जो कंटेक्स्ट में है और कंटेक्स्ट में आए और ग्लोबल में जो ओरिएंटेशन है उससे उसके हिसाब से उसको लिया जा सके. लीगल रिफॉर्म्स एंड अमेंडमेंट्स. The performance of any ombudsman institution is essentially based on the robustness, transparency and flexibility. Transparency and flexibility of the legal system under which the institution is situated. The legislation of the Lokpal and the Lokayukta Act 2013 in Indian context was a major milestone in the legislation of the country to counter corruption and increase accountability in government. अकाउंटेबिलिटी इन गवर्नमेंट बनाने के लिए ओम्बड्समैन को लाया गया था ना. नेवरदीलेस 10 years have passed since its enactment, and as experience and the result of the empirical research show that the act, despite its progressive intentions, needs a significant changes. प्रोग्रेसिव तो है लेकिन तब भी चेंजेस, सिग्निफिकेंट चेंजेस टू ओवरकम द इमर्जिंग चैलेंजेस. जो इमर्जिंग चैलेंज क्या है? टूल्स, टेक्नोलॉजी, स्ट्रक्चरल कांस्टेंट में the dynamism of the governance, the growing complexity of the administrative procedures, and the development of the new types of corruption require the ongoing legal improvement. साइबर क्राइम हो रहे हैं, आई बहुत क्राइम के तरीके बदल गए हैं, तो इसको भी बदलना पड़ेगा. रिस्पॉन्सिव एंड एबल टू मीट द इंटेंडेड गोल्स. जो इसका गोल है उसको प्राप्त कर सके. और ombudsman so that the institution in question could be effective and responsive. Reforms in the law are thus necessary, not only to seal the gap existing in law, but also to streamline the institution to meet the current trend in governance. करंट ट्रेंड क्या है गवर्नेंस का? उसमें ग्लोबल बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस, जो वर्ल्ड लेवल में प्रैक्टिसेस चल रही हैं, उनमें अच्छी प्रैक्टिसेस आए, अच्छी तरह से प्रैक्टिस में आ रहे हैं. Amendments are necessarily, especially in the jurisdiction area, investigation, enforcement powers, capacity of the institutions to be independent. The existing laws, despite being retained in some aspect, have open areas of the ambiguity and inconsistency, particularly when they are used alongside other existing legal of the administrative system. Additionally, the lack of effective enforcement procedures and the autonomy of the operation is a common behavior that weakens the ombudsman system. उसको कमजोर करता है. Hence, the act should be critically reviewed and redesigned in order to make it more functional and legally viable within the Indian constitutional system. Constitution के system से अमेंडमेंट इन द लोकपाल एंड द लोकायुक्ता एक्ट 2013 में क्या होने चाहिए, क्या सजेशंस हैं? द लोकपाल एंड द लोकायुक्ता एक्ट 2013 अमेंडमेंट इज द की टुवर्ड इनहेंसिंग द ओम्बड्समैन सिस्टम इन इंडिया एमंग द फर्स्ट स्पीयर्स which need reform is the increase of the jurisdiction and powers of the Lokpal. Currently, the provisions of the Act have some limitation in terms of the some exclusion and procedural limitation that do not allow the Lokpal to probe all type of public officials in a proper manner. सभी पब्लिक ऑफिशियल्स को प्रॉपर मैनर में नहीं कर पाता, इस वजह से सबको jurisdiction में डालना होगा. Although the Act comprehensively covers the entire spectrum of the public servants, the coverage of the some of the highly ranking officials, independent agencies, and the entities that undertake any public activity are heavily funded by the government remains unclear. To solve this problem, amendments are to be made to expand the jurisdiction of the Lokpal to all individuals and entities exercising public power or dealing with the public resources to be as inclusive as possible in terms of the accountability at all levels of the government. गवर्नमेंट के लेवल में जितने भी इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैं, इंडिविजुअल्स हैं, एजेंसीज हैं, जो लोग काम कर रहे हैं, सबको कवर अप करने के लिए. Besides the extension of the jurisdiction, it is required to clearly define and enhance the investigative powers of Lokpal. At present, the Lokpal is heavily dependent on the available investigation bodies, जो भी हैं अभी मौजूद है, which can be affected either by the external forces, उनको प्रभावित कर देती हैं, be restricted by their operation, अपने ऑपरेशन से बाहर नहीं जा सकती हैं. Such dependence not only slows down investigation but also put the issue of ऑब्जेक्टिविटी, जो ऑब्जेक्टिविटी है इसकी, उसको हैम्पर कर जाते हैं और इफेक्टिवनेस इनटू क्वेश्चन, वो तो क्वेश्चन में डाल दिया जाता है. Thus it is important to revise the act and make the लोकपाल have its own investigative wing. इनके पास अपना खुद का इन्वेस्टिगेशन विंग होना चाहिए और इंडिपेंडेंट होने चाहिए. सफिशिएंट रिसोर्सेज, एक्सपर्टाइज एंड लीगल पावर्स टू लॉन्च इन्वेस्टिगेशंस इंडिपेंडेंटली. This kind of reform would improve the reliability of the institution and make investigations timely and impartial. The other important thing about legal reform is the reinforcement of enforcement mechanism in the Act. Although the Lokpal may recommend actions that may be implemented following its investigation, the real action is usually taken by other agencies, authorities, and may delay cause failure to comply ही नहीं करेंगे. To address this weakness, there should be amendment to allow provisions which give the Lokpal binding powers. So, some instances, especially when it is clear that there existed maladministration, the act जहाँ पे maladministration है उनमें लगता है यहाँ सुधार कर सकते हैं, तो the act should also include stringent time frames within which recommendations of the Lokpal can be implemented and imposing consequences when the relevant authorities fail to do so. अगर कोई अथॉरिटी या किसी को एजेंसी को बोला गया है जिसमें रिफॉर्म लाने हैं या करना है, या कोई इन्वेस्टिगेशन के माध्यम से उनको मिला है, उसको वर्कआउट करने के लिए या चाक आउट करने के लिए बोला गया कि ये इम्प्लीमेंटेशन होना चाहिए, तो अगर नहीं किया तो फिर उसका कोई वैल्यू नहीं रही है. These would go a long way in making the decision of the ombudsman more enforceable and creating a higher degree of accountability and in investigative system. Moreover, procedural जो प्रोसीजर हैं उनमें थोड़ी सी प्रॉब्लम रहती है उस प्रोसीजर को भी. Moreover, procedural mechanism in the act need to be briefed up to support effective handling से resolution of the complaint जल्दी से resolve हो सके. The existing processes through procedural may be cumbersome and time consuming हो जाते हैं और cumbersome भी होंगे. These processes are not likely to attract citizens to get redress through the Lokpal. जब न्याय नहीं मिलेगा या न्याय को एग्जाम्पल के रूप में क्रिएट नहीं होगा तो फिर दूसरे लोग भागेंगे नहीं, आएंगे नहीं, सोचेंगे नहीं. The amendment needs to focus on streamlining the process of the complaint registration, creating an online system of registering and tracking complaints and making sure that the cases are disposed of within a given time frame. It would not only make it accessible but also increase the level of the trust that the people have in institution. Legal reform is also required as a question of coordination with the anti-corruption bodies के साथ करना होगा. एंटी करप्शन बॉडी ओवरलैपिंग jurisdiction of the Lokpal and the institution like the Vigilance Commission and the investigative agencies in most cases results in duplication efforts and conflict of jurisdiction. किसी केस में पता लगा कि सीबीआई भी जांच कर रही है, सीबीसी भी कर रही है या कहीं पे चल रहा है और ये भी करने लग जाते हैं, वही ओवरलैपिंग. The act should be amended to explicitly define the role and responsibilities of Lokpal in relation to other institutions and formal coordination and the information sharing mechanism ought to be put into place. अगर कोई केस हो गया, दर्ज हो गया, वहाँ से उनको इन्फॉर्म हो जाना चाहिए. To sum up, the Lokpal and Lokayukta Act 2013 needs to be thoroughly amended to ensure the legal and operational issues are addressed and that the ombudsman system in India is enhanced. These reforms can make the Lokpal a more efficient and more credible institution by increasing its jurisdiction, increasing in investigative independence, and improving its enforcement system, and simplifying its procedural systems. Such legal understanding is the crucial for ensuring transparency, promoting good governance, and reinforcing the rule of law and the Indian democratic system in the Indian democratic system. Harmonization with the other legal framework. The ombudsman system in India cannot work in a vacuum. Means vacuum. ऐसे नहीं काम कर सकता, वैक्यूम में नहीं कर सकता है. It should liaise closely with the legal and institutional system in place that ensure transparency, accountability, and anti-corruption system. Currently, the operation of the Ombudsman, especially under the Lokpal and the Lokayukta Act 2013, overlaps with the number of other statutory authorities and laws, including the Right to Information Act 2005, the Central Vigilance Commission, and the other anti-corruption legislation, such as the Prevention of Corruption Act 1988. Although all these frameworks are essential in accountability, failure to harmonize them properly usually result in unnecessary duplication of efforts and ambiguity in jurisdiction and insufficiency in the administrative activities. Thus, the need to have a consistent and unified legal framework to enable the institutions to act synergistically and not in rivalry or opposition में या rivalry में नहीं, ऐसे नहीं होना चाहिए. Among the main aspect they need to address interface between the two and mechanism needs to clearly define, so the information received under RTI Act can be useful in supporting the ombudsman investigation. यूज़ किया जा सकता है RTI जो लोग इंफॉर्मेशन लेते हैं, CBI वगैरह यूज़ करते हैं, और भी एजेंसी जो यूज़ करते हैं, तो ombudsman RTI का भी यूज़ कर सकता है अपने उसमें investigation में. Such coordination would go a long way on enhancing the process of evidence gathering and boost the overall performance of the accountability mechanism. Likewise, the association between Ombudsman and the Central Vigilance Commission, जिसे CBC बोलते हैं, must be delineated carefully in law. The CBC act as a control organ on the administration of vigilance and anti-corruption in government agencies. But since both CBC and the Ombudsman share functions, jurisdictions, and authority, are easily confused. फिर आदमी तो confused हो जाता है, लोग कहेंगे CBC में जाएंगे, लोकायुक्त में जाएंगे. To resolve this, the law needs to make the respective roles of the institution very clear. How cases will be referred to either the institution, CBC में जाना है या लोकपाल में जाना है. Also, the institutionalization of the mechanism of joint investigation, information sharing, and coordinated action is needed to avoid duplication and effort of the efficient use of resources. It is also important to harmonize the ombudsman framework with anti-corruption laws. An example is the Prevention of the Corruption Act 1988, which offers the substantive legal foundation upon which corruption crimes are prosecuted. An ombudsman, which is mainly an investigative and recommendatory institution, lack of procedural integration of these laws may lead to delay in handling and enforcement of the law. Thus, the amendment must seek to develop simplified mechanism whereby when the ombudsman makes any finding, these findings may be directly used to proceed with prosecution in accordance with the applicable anti-corruption law. किसी तरह से उन्होंने कुछ भी रिजॉल्व किया, उनका आउटकम आया, उस आउटकम के बेस पे उन्होंने कोई इम्प्लीमेंटेशन होना है या जो ना प्रोसिक्यूट करना है किसी भी आदमी को, उसको जेल पहुंचानी है, तो वो सब सिस्टम को अपडेट होना होगा. दिस वाज नॉट ओनली going to help speed up in the legal process but also increase the deterrent effect of the anti-corruption measures. Another important factor of harmonizing is avoidance of the legal overlap and conflicts. The fact that there may be several institutions with similar mandates may cause forum shopping and conflicting decisions and administrative confusion. To address the challenges, the legal framework must also consider having clear jurisdiction. Clear jurisdiction होना चाहिए, वो है नहीं. Also, it might be possible to have centralized coordination system and nodal authority that will monitor the activities of the different accountability agencies and will act a harmonized way. real time by developing a single database on complaint investigation and case outcomes, which will enhance transparency and efficiency. In case of transparency and efficiency, the database is more important legislation to assist data sharing interoperability and digital governance must thus be included in the reform process. To sum up, the ombudsman system in India should be harmonized with the other legal system to ensure the successful operation. The legal framework can be greatly enhanced by making sure that it is coordinated with मेजर लेजिस्लेशन लाइक आरटीआई एक्ट से जो इंफॉर्मेशन आती है उनका यूज करके इंस्टीट्यूशन लाइक द सीबीसी एंड बाय एस्टेब्लिशिंग क्लियर ज्यूरिसडिक्शनल लिमिट्स टू एलिमिनेट ओवरलैपिंग एंड कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स. Such integration will not only improve the performance of the ombudsman, but it will also help in building a unified and strong accountability and governance system in country, ensuring constitutional compatibility. Constitution के साथ क्या compatibility होगी? The introduction and the operation of an ombudsman institution in India should be closely oriented on the constitutional framework to make it legitimate, effective, and sustainable. The Indian Constitution has been based on the principle of the separation of the powers and checks and balances. Separation of powers, checks and balances, ये जो है ideals हैं Constitution के. The Indian Constitution has been based on the principle of separation of powers, checks and balances, and rule of law. Which altogether regulate the relations between the legislature, executive and judiciary. तीनों के बीच में separation of power और check and balances in administrative actions and rule of law for people. Any reform to empower the ombudsman system should therefore take care to ensure that it works within the constitutional limit. और कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के लिमिट से बाहर तो कोई भी लॉ या एक्ट कुछ माने नहीं रखता है. Maintaining constitutional compatibility is not only a legal requirement but also a very important element in preserving democratic integrity of the institution. डेमोक्रेटिक इंटीग्रिटी एक शब्द है, डेमोक्रेटिक इंटीग्रिटी आज उसका मजाक बनाया जा रहा है. द मेन इशू इन दिस रेस्पेक्ट इज टू नीड टू कीप द बैलेंस विद द डॉक्ट्रिन ऑफ सेपरेशन ऑफ पावर्स. सभी की सेपरेशन ऑफ पावर में एक दूसरे को इंटरफेयर नहीं करेंगे. बाय इट्स वेरी डिफिनेशन द ओम्बड्समैन हैज एन ओवरसाइट रोल इन एग्जीक्यूटिव. वो ओवरसाइट रोल उसका एग्जीक्यूटिव के लिए ही है. एंड इन सेम सेंस इट रिलेट्स टू लेजिस्लेटिव एंड जुडिशियल रोल्स. Although this control is critical in accountability, it should not invade the constitutional prerogative of these arms. जो प्रेरोगेटिव कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ने जुडिशियरी और उसको दिया हुआ है लेजिस्लेचर को. एज एन एग्जाम्पल, गिविंग टू मच अथॉरिटी टू ओम्बड्समैन टू मेडल इट in policy making or the courts may cause imbalance in the power structure resulting in institutional conflict. ज़्यादा पावर हो जाएगी तो लेजिस्लेटर को भी दबाने लग जाएगा और जुडिशरी को भी बोलने लग जाएगा. Thus legal changes should effectively establish the limits of authority of the ombudsman. That it should be mean to investigate corruption and maladministration. maladministration का मतलब है कि एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के अंदर मिलेगा ही गंदगी. Claims is prescribed in the constitution without exceeding its constitutional mandate. कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को पढ़ करके लोग अधिकारी बनते हैं, कर्मचारी बनते हैं, बड़े बड़े साहब बनते हैं, IAS बनते, PCS बनते हैं. कुर्सी के बाद सामान्य आदमी बन जाते हैं. MLA, MAP, यहाँ ला वहाँ रख, ये. Meanwhile, it should also be seen that the ombudsman should possess enough powers to operate in areas he is expected to operate in. This is a delicate balancing act, but the institution must have the power to undertake investigations and give binding recommendations. जो ये recommendation देता है वो binding होना चाहिए जिससे लोगों में थोड़ा सा डर बने. But at the same time, its autonomy should be respected by the constitutional institutions. जो constitutional institution है उनको भी चाहिए कि इनकी respect बनाए. In India, judicial precedents have continuously highlighted the importance of the upholding such a balance. और ये जुडिशियल प्रेसिडेंट जो होते हैं वो ये फलाने केस में सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने ऐसा बोला, ये हेल्ड किया, ये फार्मूलेट किया, ये चीज़ें ला बन जाते हैं। तो उस पे जो है ना कंपेटेबल विद द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल प्रिंसिपल्स एंड इंस्टेड ऑफ बीइंग अनएथिकल टू देम, और अनएथिकल नहीं होने चाहिए। The other vital element of the constitutional compatibility is including measures that guard against abuse of power. Although the ombudsman should be empowered to achieve and good governance, excessive powers may result into arbitrariness. किसी को भी होती है तो arbitrariness आ जाती है। जैसे कहते हैं कि सत्ता आए, अगर हमारे पास तिहाई बहुमत हो जाए तो हम सब कुछ पलट सकते हैं। कुछ लोगों की मानसिकता होती है, लेकिन जो लोग पढ़े लिखे होते हैं, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को जानते हैं, देश के मेन जो है ना रूट जो ऑब्जेक्टिव्स हैं उसको अगर समझते हैं तो कुछ नहीं, वो जानना होता है, उसके हिसाब से काम करना होता है। सच जुडिशियरी एंड द अपोजिशन शुड बी इन्वॉल्व इन द अपॉइंटमेंट प्रोसेस टू मेंटेन impartiality and credibility equally. The ombudsman should have safeguard against misuse of power by having provisions of judicial review of their decision. और नहीं तो फिर अगर कोई भी चीज़ जो है कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन से मैच नहीं करेगी तो जुडिशियल रिव्यू में चली जाएगी। मैकेनिज्म ऑफ अकाउंटेबिलिटी इन दी ओम्बड्समैन इंस्टीट्यूशंस आर आल्सो क्रिटिकल टुवर्ड guaranteeing constitutional compatibility. Transparency can be improved by the frequent reporting to Parliament, by publicity of the operations, and by independent audit, so that no concentration of the unchecked power can be achieved. ये चीज़ें जरूरी है। Although accountability can be enhanced by the internal checks and balances, e.g. review committee करे, appellant mechanism होना चाहिए। Moreover, fundamental rights protection should be considered as one of the key factors in the work of the ombudsman. Fundamental right पे तो होने चाहिए। This is because investigative powers must be applied in a way that does not infringe upon the rights to privacy. जो rights to privacy आज की डेट में rights to privacy कमाने है, लेकिन वायलेशन ज़्यादा है। Law should be thus be enacted that govern the exercise of powers of investigation, to ensure that the exercise of such power is carried out within the confines of the laid down legal procedures and the protections given by the Constitution of India to the citizen of the country. To sum up, the Constitution compatibility is the essential requirement to successful implementation and operation of the ombudsman system in India. The legal framework can create a strong base, effective and credible ombudsman institution by balancing it with the concept of the separation of the authority, including mechanisms to prevent abuse of power and the observance of the basic rights. This kind of congruence with the constitutional principles will not only increase the legitimacy of the institution, but will also lead to the general goal of the strengthening democratic governance and rule of law in country, institution and the structural reform. The success of the ombudsman system in India is inherently connected with the powers of the institutions and structural basis of the system. Although the institution of Lokpal of India and Lokayukta in the states is an important step toward the anti-corruption and accountability system in the country, their operational performance has demonstrated various shortcomings, which are mostly due to the lack of the institutional capacity and structural disintegration. These restrictions have curtailed the capacity of the ombudsman to act as autonomous, effective, and reputable overseer of the public administration. Structural changes are needed to make the ombudsman system fit the intricate governance issues of the democratic state is such in India. These reforms should be aimed at not just empowering internal capabilities, but also a harmonious structural framework that supports the coordination, accountability, and efficiency in operation of various levels of governance. Strengthening institutional capacity and effective institutional framework is at the core of the success of the oversight body, especially a body that is charged with the important role of the over uncovering corruption and maladministration. The Indian context has witnessed the ombudsman institution being challenged by the resource deficiency, the reliance on the executive, and weak human capital. The, to tackle these challenges, a multi-dimensional strategy is needed, which considers both financial autonomy and administrative independence. One of the foundation of the institutional independence of the effectiveness is a financial autonomy. And financial autonomy today, the financial autonomy of Lokpal and the Lokayukta of the executive branch poses possible weakness. Reform to this problem should be aimed at developing independent financial system of the ombudsman institution. This may include the direct whole consolidated fund of India. Consolidated fund से बहुत सब कुछ आता है ना, state funding and is case thus in constitutional institutions like the election commission and the controller and auditor general. This would be the best way to make the ombudsman access sufficient and timely financial resources without being at the mercy of the executive. Also, the implementation of the multi-year budgeting and financial planning system would allow the institution to pursue long-term projects and invest in technological infrastructure and increase the investigating capacity. Besides, financial independence should be coupled with the financial responsibility. This can be done through the transparent budgeting procedure and frequent audit and publicity of the financial statement to ensure the ombudsman institution use the resources effectively and the people have confidence in the institution. Through the balance between autonomy and accountability, the financial structure can play a major role to enhance the effectiveness of the ombudsman system in India. Administrative independence is another important and that defines the effectiveness of the ombudsman in administrative independence. This is because the capacity to operate without unnecessary pressure, unnecessary pressure by the executives or other third parties is critical in bringing impartiality and justice in investigation in practice. However, the administration of the ombudsman in India is frequently limited by the bureaucracy, reliance on the government department to provide the staff and logistic support, and absence of the control over internal decision making. आएंगे कहाँ से? वहीं से आएंगे, एग्जीक्यूटिव क्लास से ही आएंगे और उनकी मानसिकता क्या होती है वो थोड़ा सा मैटर करता है. In order to improve the independence of the administration, reform must seek to empower the ombudsman to have a complete control over its own administration. This would help the institution develop a committed. The second, the element of the administrative independence, creation of internal procedures and guidelines according to which the work of institution is organized. A unified set of guidelines and complaint management, investigation and decision making can make toward efficiency and consistency as well as reduce एक्सटर्नल इंटरफ्रेंस इनको नहीं होना चाहिए, उसको रिड्यूस करेगा. ट्रांसपेरेंसी एंड सिंप्लीफिकेशन ऑफ द एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव प्रोसेसेस कैन आल्सो बी इनहेंस बाय द इम्प्लीमेंटेशन ऑफ द डिजिटल गवर्नेंस इंस्ट्रूमेंट एंड ई एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन सिस्टम एंड मेक द ओम्बड्समैन मोर एक्सेसिबल एंड रिस्पॉन्सिव टू द सिटीजन्स. स्किल्ड ह्यूमन रिसोर्स शुड भी होने चाहिए. इफ स्किल्ड the knowledge, financial analysis, forensic auditing, technological skills सब में अगर human resources में नहीं है तो वो क्या कर पाएंगे. But the problem with the number of ombudsman institution in India, they do not have experienced staff. To elaborate human resource development plan is needed to cope up with the challenges. This ought to be incorporated hiring experts. Besides recruitment, ongoing training and capacity building initiatives are also important. Upgrading the skills of the knowledge and current employees and regular training workshop होते रहने चाहिए. Regular workshops, seminars and working with the academic and research institution can assist personnel to remain informed about the recent changes in the field of anti-corruption practices and legal framework and methods of investigation. And today AI has taken important role. Also, exchange program and collaboration, structural reorganization, along with the institutional capacity building, structural concern with influence the operation of the ombudsman system in India also be taken into account, and influence and the existing structure is marked with the fragmentation, lack of coordination and disparities. Would that disparities should be chalked out, and लोकपाल and लोकायुक्त at various governance level में जहाँ पे भी ऑफिस जमा होना, there is a hence need to be rectified order to come up with the system that is cohesive and integrated which guarantee uniformity, clear hierarchy of accountability mechanism. Clear hierarchy होना चाहिए. The lack of the clearly defined hierarchy accountability structure can be considered one of the most important problems of the current ombudsman structure. Although the Lokpal has the central level and the Lokayukta at the state level, it is not clear how these will relate or to coordinate in terms of the reporting and coordinating among the Lokpal and the state level. किसको कहाँ किसको रिपोर्ट करते हैं, कैसे करना है, अभी एकदम से क्लियर ही नहीं हुआ है. और दबाव है, किसी किसी स्टेट में लोकपाल अच्छा काम और लोकायुक्त अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं, किसी स्टेट में कर ही नहीं रहे, किसी स्टेट में पॉलिटिशियन उनको पनपने नहीं दे रहे हैं. सच स्ट्रक्चरल क्वारीन यूपी में तो बिल्कुल से कोई महत्व ही नहीं उनको दिया गया है. In order to overcome this, clear hierarchical structure must be just put a place with clear definition of the duties and role of the Lokpal and Lokayukta. This framework would state the context of authority of each level, how information is shared, and how cases that cut across jurisdictions would be handled. Moreover, a centralized body and council of coordination should be introduced. It would allow communication and cooperation between various institutions of ombudsman, which could be responsible to same extent to operation. There should be transparency and accountability, frequent reporting to the parliament and the state legislature, as well as the publicity of the annual reports and the result publicity reports and the result of the cases may contribute to transparency and development of trust in population. The independent control mechanism, including review committee, outside audits, and can additionally make sure that the institution is acting in a proper way. Coordination between Lokpal and Lokayukta. The Lokpal and Lokayukta need to be well coordinated, that there can be no any ambiguity, and there provide a smooth and combined strategy to accountability and anti-corruption. Uh, the existing system, however, is characterized by inconsistency in structure and power and operation of the Lokayukta, क्योंकि स्टेट में वो अपने हिसाब से अलग अलग स्टेटों में चल रहे हैं. In order to improve the coordination and standard guidelines, the best practices need to be developed, can be enhanced by by all Lokayukta. Such guidelines ought to be address issues like प्रोसीजर्स ऑफ हैंडलिंग कंप्लेंट्स एक यूनिफॉर्म तरीके से हर स्टेट में हो, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एक तरीके से हो, स्टाफ का अपॉइंटमेंट एक तरीके से हो, भले उसी स्टेट के लोगों का हो, लेकिन सिस्टम होना चाहिए. टेक्नोलॉजी can also be used as a means of enhancing coordination. Real-time communication and coordination between various ombudsman institutions can be facilitated. In addition, the law needs to be brought in such a way that it is easy to transfer the case between the Lokpal and Lokayukta in case where there is a problem in jurisdiction. Jurisdiction problem है तो भेजा जा सकता है. लोकपाल भेज सकता है लोकायुक्त पर, लोकायुक्त भेज सकता है लोकपाल. डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन है स्टेट लेवल डिस्टेंट मीनिंग डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन, और डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन का मतलब स्टेट लेवल की अपनी ऑटोनॉमी. डिसेंट्रलाइजेशन इज एन एसेंशियल वैल्यू ऑफ द डेमोक्रेटिक regime, allowing decision making and accountability procedure to operate nearer to the individual to whom, मतलब जिसके खिलाफ हो रहा है या जिसने प्रॉब्लम की जो प्रॉब्लम लेकर के आया हुआ. although the creation of the Lokpal of India is an effective tool to address the problem of the corruption, the effective operation of ombudsman system significantly hinges on the effectiveness and the efficiency of the state level institution like Lokayukta. But as the present situation shows that there are significant difference in the authorities and organization and working of Lokayuktas in various states है, अंतर है. Empowering Lokayuktas to be effective and independent oversight bodies in the Karnataka में अलग हुआ है, कई डिसीजन अच्छे हुए हैं, लेकिन और जगह में कुछ नहीं हुआ. Jurisdiction is one of the major feature of the decentralization. Currently, the powers and authority of the Lokayukta vary greatly depending on the individual state, since their establishment and operations are decided by the individual state legislator. लेजिस्लेशन से होता है। इन सर्टेन स्टेट लोकायुक्ता आर ग्रांटेड सिग्निफिकेंट अथॉरिटीज टू इंक्वायर इनटू करप्शन अगेंस्ट गवर्नमेंट ऑफिशियल्स एंड मिनिस्टर्स एंड टॉप ब्यूरोक्रेट, whilst in other states they have restricted powers on their recommendations are simply advisory. They are giving advisory, they are doing nothing. Matlab they had not been given, they have not been given such power. Such unequal distribution of powers lead to the overall failure of the ombudsman system and introduces discrepancies to the mechanism of accountability throughout in the nation. The Lokayukta and Lokpal Act 2013, these amendments must be geared toward Lokayukta sufficient investigative abilities about the ability to conduct suo motu investigations, summons witness, obtain pertinent records, and make a proper prosecution in cases of need. सुओ मोटो, जैसे सुप्रीम कोर्ट कोई सुओ मोटो में ले लेता है, लेकिन बहुत केस ऐसे होते हैं जिसमें लेना चाहिए, ऐसे ही वो लोकपाल को तुरंत पकड़ लेना चाहिए, कहीं करप्शन के मामले में या और मामलों में ले लेना चाहिए. The other important aspect of standardizing at the state level is a formulation of the equal standard and resolution to this. There is a need to develop a legal and functional power of the Lokayukt. Fairness and efficiency of the operation and operation, there should be uniformity. In present scenario there are no standard procedures and guidelines. SOP तो ही नहीं है, SOG है नहीं, SPG भी नहीं है, resulting in the differences in the way complaints are handled, investigated and reported. Such inconsistency need not जो inconsistency cannot give a good result. Unified system of complaint registration and time limit investigation procedures and open reporting measures can greatly improve the efficiency and reliability of the institution. Moreover, the ombudsman system can be made more citizen-centric by introducing possibility of filing complaint. अगर उनको है tracking the cases, managing the data digitally, and which will enhance the transparency and access to the data, and capacity building and resource allocation also play an important role in enhancing the ombudsman institution at the state level. Poor staffing, financial constraint, and deficiency of technical skills are some of the challenges that may Lokayukta experience, and this makes them unable to effectively manage complex cases. And to address the limitation, the central and state government should invest in strengthening institutional capacity. Thank you very much.